Hello and welcome everyone to our round of 16 matchup here in the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Summer Tournament between Big Slamu and BobPineappleMD. I am Aaron to you too, and with me on the comms today is C Parsley. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. Samo, of course, with the advancement from the round robin, taking on Bob. This should be a great match.
Yes, and Bob Pineapple himself did defeat Centroid 41 in the last round and went a full 3 games in a best of 3. But he is someone who is definitely a fierce competitor, and this one would be a hard one to gauge too strongly here who's going to win this.
You definitely have that case. I believe I had Bob second of the 3 games on the last round. He is a fierce competitor, to be said the least.
Yes, I believe he won his group last year, not quite so much this year. Slamu did not win his group last year, but was in the same group as Tilo, who was a finalist. Slamu was our 3rd place runner last year, so definitely looking to repeat that or possibly get even better as we get underway and get to see what's here in the throne room.
And our chest this round includes some gold, a fairy water, and a key, so no quick check of the treasury.
Actually, I think that was a key. I think that was a double key, wasn't it?
I'm not sure, but we'll find out real quick. They're both going to save quick, or no, actually just setting to 3, so it might be a second key.
Yeah, they're going around. Key and gold basically means that you can get max keys right off the bat. Not have to worry about that, which is good because then you don't have to worry about making that decision. We've seen a couple of series where the decision to keep the key or lose the key early has been a very strong deciding factor. And yeah, so we'll see what they decide to do, if they go check the basement first or go back to the treasury. I'm guessing treasury, but Slamu, again, the one person who has told me always check the treasury first, does not check the treasury.
Nope, they are diverging, and it is possible not to get the full 6 depending on if you do get a low roll. We do have one of the caves. Looks like Swamp North.
Oh no, that was Tablet Cave. I think so at least. He bolted out of it. Now I think
we have an Erdrick item in the armory. I did not catch which one.
Oh, that was the armor? Great. Well, it's not going to cost Slamu any time then with this, as he's doing this dark navigation here. I don't think that causes him any sort of problem. Looks like Bob is stocking up on, was that herbs or keys? Probably herbs.
It was one or the other, but I believe they were herbs. And now he'll find out the underneath for himself, and it's just a little bit of gold.
Well, if he would have checked that last, he would have the gold grind available again if he wanted it. Bob is going to have that.
Bob will have that, yes.
Assuming he does dive it. It's possible he doesn't. Not everyone is as comfortable in the dark, and it looks like he can't make up his mind. Yeah, he's not going to do it.
And the ceremonial first enemy, if you went ahead and called it directly, was the Drakian the Seed. And oh my god, do we have sparkle caves left and right, just to the right here, with multiple bridges?
I don't know about that, but we do get the Drakey down and a ghost immediately afterward. No problem. Again, 14 strength. Well, it's 16 now, because they're 16 AP because he got that fighter's ring, and a quick level 2.
And holy crap, the magic and the attack power.
Yeah, it's at 15, 7, 3, 26, so he's got plenty of hurt cast if he wanted to cast it, but that extra 15 strength is going to make quick work of the Zone 0, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him, once he gets up level 3, maybe going out a little bit.
Ooh. Magic Drakeys with DL2, and back to home you go.
Well, that's no big deal. We'll see what Slamu does. I think with those stats, he's not going to go very far. He does still have 600 gold, and even though he knows a gold grind is possible, he's probably, he might just peek around a little bit just to make sure there's not a town in the immediate area. Because, a hand axe would still be very nice at this point.
Yeah, in these first few levels, so I'd be more than happy to step right on that desert, those highest chance for an opportunity for an enemy to appear.
Well, Slimy was known for being one of the hardest grinders in the game. Usually, if he finds a good grind, he does not leave it for a long time. So we'll see if he changes his strategy now that he's taken a death. Again, starting stats aren't terrible, so it's not like this is a necessity in any real way.
Now you got 29 strength at level 2, 14 even here at 1.
Yeah, and Sharlock, pretty close. Assuming that this connects, we'll probably not need to take too much effort to get the Sharlock as Slimy picks up his level 2. And Bob taking out a Droll. I think he relied on that hurt. No, I guess he didn't use hurt, he just attacked. But there we go, 7-0-2-13, another solid level, solid strength increase.
Now you'd just love to maybe get a regular heal spell in your book and you'd be ready to explore.
Slimy also picking up level 3. You said ready to explore. I just looked at the agility and laughed a little bit. 18 agility. You're like a sitting
Remember,
dog.
agility is just a number.
Yes, a very important number.
Level 4 over on the pineapple.
It's at 6'2", 5'18". So another pretty strong setup. It looks like we're getting everything but the agility right now. Hit points aren't great, but they're not bad.
We're gonna definitely have the magic though once we actually can get a spell we want to use, say one of the Moors.
Absolutely. And yeah, just kind of walking around. Looks like Slimy was going to take a peek. Again, the AP building up the way it is. This Wolf is a possible win, but I don't know. Erdrick's armor helps out a ton here.
Level 5 over on the pineapple. Picking up just 7 magic basically, to the point.
And 8 strength, yeah. And we're getting plenty of strength, but the agility and the hit points, we'll see. We're just getting a little bit spoiled by the other stats, that those two seem a little bit off. But Slamu does take out the Wolf. I think, yeah, Skeleton here is another good fight. I like the fights that he's taking. The Drolls and the Druins are a little less interesting, but I don't think you don't fight anything at this point.
So do I. That gets him his level 5, especially those wolves with 40 experience points. A very nice little tempting target right about now.
You see that swamp, and your first thought is like, oh no, I can't do swamp. It's the beginning of the game. But we already have Erdrick's armor, so, might as well. Just, I would be tempted to pretty much walk on every single bit of swamp I saw just because I can.
Yeah, na, I can walk on you.
Yeah, Slimu took a bit of a walk with the starting money and died, but he's basically got all that money back that he lost already.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing werewolves right now as he goes back to start. Pineapple gets a trip back to Digital.
Yeah, he's actually left the starting zone. Slimu is still in the eastern zone, or zone 1. And is, he's surviving. He's not really having too much of a problem. The wolves can be a bit dangerous with the weak breath, but that skeleton gets into level 6 and with the experience lead right now. Yes, that was 11-1-1-5, so 4 1s and 1 5.
And still no new magic spells, which means we're probably going to get a whole bunch of them dumped quickly. I want to hear in chat right now while we got a moment. Where do you think we're going to get the Moors? What level? Let's see them in chat.
Did Bob took out a Wraith. That was kind of an interesting fight, and he gets his own level 6. Again, the levels are really kind of ignoring agility and hit points right now, which, when you have decent fighting, is fine, but you don't have any magic, that's no good.
You don't really have the spell to enjoy those huge magic points we already have, but they're both relatively at about the same point. Yeah, there's a few points extra on Samo's side, but not really anything to write home about. At this point, nothing that can be overcome.
The Droll Magi is an interesting one there. Maybe even, I don't know, at 63 AP if swinging or hurt is the better option. He's not really eager to use the magic, but that might be something he thinks about going back to, because that is an extraordinarily good fight for where he is right now. Wraiths are right around that too.
Yeah, I'd love picking up that 50 plus experience for the Droll Magi there. A lot better than trying to fight a regular knight over on Bob's side that he gets away from.
True. 21 agility, he is somewhere around 38 to 40%, I think, to run from that knight on each attempt. So he didn't get any good luck the first time, but that last time he did get away from it.
Ouch! Heal more on those Droll Magi. Samo hasn't seen that yet.
Well, lucky him, I suppose. But hey, Bob has found a town.
If he can get by this werewolf to get there.
And
a metal slime wants to be the last topping chance. Here, slimy, slimy. Stay, slimy, slimy. Nope, he runs away.
He's out. And our town is Garenham, which is a wonderful town to find when you have keys.
Heck yes, it's better than a Motel 6. And back to start does Samo go.
Well, Bob did buy a small shield. I think he's got enough. No, he does not have enough money to stay. I was wondering if he was trying to do the mental calculations there, but I mean, there's a small chance there's gold. Not small, maybe like 1 in 3 chance there's gold back here.
Well, we get the wings, a replacement key, and finally a torch. No money, but you could potentially sell one of those items to get the few dollars if you really wanted to stay. As level 7 for Samo.
And Stone's Cave underneath Garenham, the old man, the hermit back here, is hiding the death necklace appropriately because that's a dangerous thing for people to have. And heck, there is a town within sight of Tantangel. I don't think we saw that, did we?
No, I don't think anybody went south out of Tantangel originally.
It's literally like 2 steps down and it's on the screen. That's crazy.
But the question is, does things connect to actually get there? As the Droll Magi sends Pineapple back to start.
Also, apologies for missing him before, but thank you very much for the raids, Oog, Angel, and now Shaddy. Much appreciated.
Oh, we definitely appreciate you all. Welcome on to RPG Limit Breaks Dragon Warrior Randomize. Again, Slamo and Pineapple giving us the late night matchup. Enjoy with your favorite libation as we bring you through the night.
Yeah, and reflecting back on level 7, 1 agility, no hit points. There's 10 strength and 10 MP, but again, you don't feel comfortable wandering around too much. They're going to, you just don't feel comfortable about it. And Bob is finally going to dive tablet and find that there's just gold down here.
Meanwhile, Samo finds out that that town is just a tease. No way to get to it from start.
No, we will see how they end up getting there. Again, Bob now has to do the walk all the way out of tablet. At least he had some light. He did not want to do that in the dark, which, honestly, Slamu was pretty good in the dark, and he struggled a little bit in there. So, not surprising to see somebody else balk on that.
Well, if you're somebody like Pineapple, would you like to maybe try to get your next round with Perm Torch?
Well, neither of them seemed interested, so most people don't really want to finagle with the flags because they don't know what they might be giving as far as advantage or disadvantage goes. But yeah, Slamu about to find himself Garenham.
And with the same keys there, the same advantages will be negated, as Samo will, of course, head on back.
He is denying the small shield purchase. He might be wanting to double check back here, because if there's money in a key, possibly get a broadsword. I imagine that's more on his mind than a small shield, but he will not get that advantage, unfortunately.
I was thinking the large shield, but yeah, you can say money would let you have one or the other, instead of having to opt for just a little $80, $90 small shield.
Bob settled into a little bit of a grind here, but I think he's probably just going to try to get the next level really quick. Again, wolves are great enemies, and a lot of times I think people don't realize how close they are to everything else in the mid-game, how much easier they are to kill. So they tend to be very nice.
And at 40 experience points a pop, they're a nice little chunk of change towards your next level target as well. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have a Droll Magi attack.
And we apparently had a poll. I didn't notice it, but apparently we are thinking that Heal More and Hurt More is going to come late. So, yeah. I hope, honestly, there isn't anything that's really holding them back tremendously except for the agility and HP right now. So, it can wait. It's not going to change too much.
And Stonemen have Hurt More and send Slammo back to start. By the way, level 7 got caught up by Bob, so they're on the same level finally.
Yeah, Slammo is very close to the next level, though. He might stick around in Zone 1 and make sure he gets that level before he goes off, which it's going to come pretty quickly regardless.
Yeah, he needs, maybe 2 monsters?
Yeah, that Poltergeist would have done it, but Poltergeists are jerks and terrible fights. Oh wait, I guess he needs 18. No, he's not. Nope, he is. He's hanging around just a little bit. A Droll will do it. Drolls are exactly 18 experience, so this will exact for level 8.
And pick up the exact bid he does. Let's see what our level will bring. This time we have power of...
That was 6154, so 5 hit points. The first time we've had even a reasonable increase in that, but still, agility bad. And hey, it looks like we found the east side of the world, which means Tantagel is in the third zone from the border there.
Yeah, but was that the same town, or was that a second town below?
That is a second town. I believe, I think, was it Brian Williams in chat mentioned that before? If he can get to it, he's found 2 towns. But he can't get to it, so...
Wonder if it might be on the other side of the world through a swamp cave.
And Bob's still sitting on this grind. I think he realizes how quick this is going to come. He's got a lot of strength. Just take the fights, get through it really quickly, and hopefully, make some hay with it. Slammo, however, is exploring a little bit. I think Bob came up here before and got taken out.
Yeah, he did. It was a 1-2, and back-to-back, got away from one, got nailed by the second, took him out the only time that he's been up here.
And yeah, picking up the heal spell, we've got stop spell a little bit earlier, we don't really see anything to cast that against yet, but heal does help out quite a bit. Even with 48 hit points, you don't really need heal more. And even though you got Erdrick's Armor and you're probably not going to be super eager to cast it, you could cast it in battle just to out-heal the damage on a risky attack like what Slammo has right here, but now he just swings.
Yeah, the last 4 or 5 races I've been involved with, everybody's got heal more first, and when you only have 30 hit points, you really don't want to blow the 8 magic for a heal more. And Bob, by the way, picks up level 8, bringing it back to even.
Yeah, Slammo's not really lacking for fights. He's not quite getting experience as fast as Bob is, but he didn't see whatever it was that killed Bob before when he was up here. Maybe he did and just got away. Being at 23 agility, he's still not a favorite to run from a werewolf. Werewolves are kind of notoriously easy to run from, so... Ghosts, however, are still holding him up.
Made it a 3-round run from a ghost. I love it.
A wizard is, I think a wizard, he is somewhere around 1 in 3, maybe even slightly less to run from that.
Well, he gets his 3rd and final. Keep him alive.
Well, if it's 1 in 3, he failed twice and got the 3rd one, so there you go.
2 steps away, picks up the guy, but manages to get away. And there's the fun place.
Oh, good. You always want something like a red dragon to have DL2 breath. You might as well make it worse.
10-4, over and out, back to start you go, Samo.
So we need that new spell. Instead of stop spell, it's just breath. No, I don't know what you call it. Just block all the breath attacks.
Call it cup of water. Throw the cup of water, it goes down the throat. They can't use their fire.
Mentos.
The Fresh Maker.
Very good point from chat. Bob now has enough money to get the broadsword if he wants. But also, he's not in any real risk of dying, so he could just keep chilling here. And I'm not sure a broadsword helps this specific grind much, so he's already most of the way to 9. He might as well just get it.
Yeah, and the XP is only within about 100 points here.
And we'll see. I think Slamu found the entire north end, didn't he? No, he died. That's right, he didn't quite get there, but he did find a split in the path. But yeah, desert zone with red dragons doesn't feel like an area I'd want to come right back to either.
But really, doesn't look like there's many other... Well, hold on, maybe we got... No. I was gonna say maybe we got a place off to the left here, but...
Alright, everybody's favorite enemy, the Metal Scorpion. Best, most efficient enemy in the early game.
We have a cave. 2 caves.
Yeah, that one is Swamp. I totally understand him wanting to bail and go check the other one first. But this werewolf with DL2 breath had some other ideas. However, doesn't get very far. And this one feels like Grave, just based off the way he's facing. And it is.
Considering those movements, yeah, that's Grave, alright.
Oh, Rogue Scorpion is not a great fight right now, and hurt more if he could stop spell it at the onset. But Rogue Scorpions are actually pretty terrible enemies when you have low agility and your defense isn't super high. Rogue Scorpion is, you know, it does have the highest agility in the game next to the Dragon Lord's final form, so...
And back to start he goes without seeing the 3 at top and the 2 behind the locked door.
Both Grave and Swamp North will face you down, although I think if you were inside of a town, that functionality doesn't happen. It might depend on whether or not it's Garenham or Tantagel, but I've noticed it doesn't always work when it's inside of an area like that.
Yeah, town, it kind of like negates it to a point. As we're still continuing a little exploration. Level 10.
30 hit points, there we go. The rubber band snapped a little bit. And now, you know, agility is still terrible. You find a red dragon, you're still dead meat. But that has to feel pretty good. And I wonder if we will see Bob go check out that broadsword. But it looks like he's just going to go explore. And also, to answer a question from Uther Fiesta in chat, the Death Necklace has an added functionality in this randomizer, whereas in the vanilla game, it's a 1 in 32 drop, and if you equip it, it's just all negative. In here, it will curse you, but it will. It also gives you plus 10 AP at the cost of minus 25% of your max hit points. So it's often used in the end game, depending on how the stats turn out, to get a little extra juice on attacking the Dragon Lord. But you usually have to have somewhere around 130 hit points to consider it.
Yeah, we took it from something that was really a misprogramming bug in vanilla to something where, well, depending on your HP, it might be a valid play.
Well, you know, it's all, oh, hey, you know what? Slamu just crit a metal slime. So experience gap nullified immediately. I think Bob is just 1 square to the east of Slamu.
Pretty close to it, yeah.
There you go. And it looks like he's going back up in that direction. Bob is as well. Again, I'm a little surprised that we didn't see the broadsword purchase, but I think Bob took that death, and now he's doesn't quite have the money anymore.
Yeah, Big just wants to get back to the double cave here.
Yeah, Slamu saw Grave. There's 3 items. He doesn't necessarily need an item right now, but the sword would be huge, and I don't think he can pass up the fact that it might be here.
And another Rogue Scorpion to give him trouble while he's trying to be nice to us watchers by using Radiant.
Yeah, there he goes, throwing out the stop spell, hoping this guy spams Hurt more like he did last time. And there we see it. There we go. So it doesn't seem like it's a heavy user, but it is. It's something that makes this fight worthwhile. And hey, he has heal more as well. So there you go.
And Bob now gets to finally learn about the double cave. question. I was going to say whether Star Wars Avern would actually let him see it. We have our chest, starting with the cursed belt, so an unmarked tile is available, an herb, and finally the dragon scale.
And he equips the dragon scale. We always make special notice of that because a whole lot of people don't like to do it.
And by equipping, of course, you do pick up 2 points of defense.
Yeah, some people think that some people think that doesn't matter, but it does occasionally.
Meanwhile, looks like Slammo is not going to deep dive.
Yeah, this does not feel like a deep dive scenario. It's really quick to get back here, so I don't know. Chat seems to want to dive. I don't understand why. I guess the chat wants to lose.
Well, we'll see. Bob's right about the corner, and he will dive. So we will find out if the divergence of path will pay off or not.
Slammo is more interested in seeing what's on the outside here of North Swamp, and it is a whole lot of land.
Okay, so that was South Swamp that he did, but now it looks like where those towns could be compared to the part of the land mass here that we saw from Tentagel.
He's going after this Goldman. This is a smart move right now, I believe.
Yep, 650 pieces of gold instead of the 255 from Vanilla.
Probably not sad at all to see a second. Goldmen are one of the harder fights, actually, outside of Sharlock enemies. They have the most hit points of every non-Sharlock enemy.
And gold was in the first of the 2 deep dive chests.
Useful if he survives to use it. This knight, again, is... it looks like he can get through it now, maybe.
There's the town from Tentagel. And it's Caitlin.
So yeah, that's the first of the 2 towns we saw across, and there was another cave that was not the other side of Swamp, I believe. Or maybe it was, and I missed it.
I would love it to be the jerk.
Well, getting through here to Caitlin means that he can do some shopping, maybe, if there's anything worth buying. Looks like Caitlin's shop is not really conducive to Slammo's needs right now. And that knight just took Bob Pineapple out, so we did not get to see the final chest engraved.
That could be very interesting if it turns out to be one of our key items.
And Slammo does confirm that there is no coordinate search spot, so there you go. I think he's going to check the lock here, do this last, buy some self-keys once he realizes what he can and cannot buy. And then we'll probably see him go over to the other town. But he does get a broadsword, so hooray!
I think I counted 2 belts, so that would have to mean Hawks has an item. Because we've already had an item in Cole.
The gold grinding was an interesting thought, but this was an explicitly more dangerous and taxing gold grind than normal because the gold, I think the only gold chest was in the bottom of tablet underneath. Without outside, it would be an interesting... Oh, hey, he just got outside too there at level 10. So, a little too late, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is the only place in the gold grind setup that there was a gold chest. For those who don't know what we're referring to, the game only has 8 spots to count your treasure chest openings. So if you do open a 9th without going out to the overworld map, because that's where it resets, then those do not get removed from the game, so you can just open them repeatedly.
And Slammo does try to purchase radishes, so get those radish emotes out in chat if you have them.
And Slammo finds out that other cave on the backside was the good old mountain cave.
Yeah, but the broadsword, he's definitely swinging on this knight now. Should be pretty good odds to take it down. And does, in 2 swings, so that's great. And yeah, mountain cave is a big one here, and this is going to kind of tell us where the rest of our items are. Because there's not too many other places we haven't seen after this. We did see a second cursed belt, which I believe means both Hawksness and Cole have to have a key item.
That is correct.
We are missing 5 key items, though. So the likelihood that something here is in Mountain is pretty high.
1, if maybe not even 2.
But we got 4 chests left, so maybe...
Well, we have 1 chest in the back of Grave that didn't get seen the 5th. We got 4 here, and then we got Hawks. And then we got the 1 in Rimmildar.
Yep, I think that's all of them.
If the little Wraith here will let him get to those 2.
It's not scared of a Wraith, though. You defense break these guys if they don't have any abilities. They're just like poking at you with a stick, basically.
And Slammo catches up on level 10 there.
Again, 0 agility of 29 agility at level 10. This is... If this sort of trend continues, obviously the agility has to go up at some point. But this could make for some absolutely terrible Charlock dives.
No, but I think
stays this bad.
I swore I heard Slammo go, "Oh, thank God it finally gave me outside. That way he doesn't have to walk this back out." And there's Big Stick! And a torch.
And the usefulness of finding Erdrick's sword is that that's one item that doesn't have to be outside. Now, you would almost assume that between Harpstones and Token, 2 of them are on search spots, so you're just looking for the other one. Well, if the flute winds up on a search spot, it would actually be somewhat surprising at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say, you would have to have one of the 2, whether it be the stones or the other item. And there's the fairy flute, as you were just referring to as the 5th, has to be in Hawks.
Alright, so yeah, we have Hawks, we have Cole, we have Rim, and we have the bottom of Grave. Those are our 4 remaining checks, and hey, even more towns.
There's, speak of the devil, Rimmildar. This normally in the vanilla game is where you go to get your keys, the cheapest place in Alfgard.
And there is a 75% chance that one of the items is here, and it is the harp.
Silver Harp, if you use it just normally in the overworld, will get you an enemy automatically. We're not wanting to do that. We just want to trade it in for the Staff of Rain.
A little surprised that he didn't check for... Oh, he's going around to get some more keys. But only thing Slam is really missing gear-wise is that large shield. He does know about... He is outside. He knows where the gold is, but I don't know if he's going to be super eager to do that, because, again, you're adding, like, 40 seconds... Well, 30 seconds onto your normal gold grind, at least. Actually, it might be even more than that, because you got to walk all the way around, so it's probably closer to a minute.
Meanwhile, the expedition advantage is going to get nullified here pretty quickly, as Pineapple is just about to come up into this portion of the map.
Oh, did he go through Swamp Cave?
Yes, he did while we were discussing about Slammo.
Alrighty, and there we go. And hey, Wraith Knight, that's a fun enemy. You can kill a whole lot of stuff right now if you're slamming 120.
Oh, it's Breckenary instead of Cole.
Yes, immediate Brexit.
Hey, let's keep politics out of this. Broadsword over on Bob's side. Yeah, he's gonna hate that in just a moment.
Well, I mean, he doesn't need his money for anything else, but it feels real good, and he might get to use that broadsword once before he finds the upgrade there in Mountain.
And now he's gonna find the bad news being told just to go fight. So, we need Hawks, we need Cole, and that's basically what we're looking for. Well, and the Jerk.
Have we seen the Staff of Rain trade-in already?
I thought we did, but if we're not, we'll need that one as well then to our little list of laundry items.
And Bob does not buy radishes, and I guess some people would care about that.
Yeah, we know who's going to win the seed.
Hey, just because you become the fan favorite doesn't mean that you're going to win.
Hey, he did do radish percent, so no good.
So yeah, level 10, everything is in pretty good shape, except you don't have some of the spells you would really like, and the agility is trash. And, you know, that's really the scenario. Like, even if you had Repel right now, actually Repel right now would be really useful, because you would be repelling really low enemies. And hey, Star Wyvern, no. So Slamu gets sent back. Was there any? There was still more stuff they could do on the first continent, though. So this could be a blessing.
Yeah, because at this point, you would have to figure that that last town or two has got to be over there still somewhere. Or Hawks and Cole.
Yeah, I seem to recall there was something in the northeast that he didn't get to. But we'll see if he rushes the Swamp Cave again or not, because he would have a little bit better idea.
Yeah, we have the top of the desert where every time everybody's gone, they've either hit a red dragon or some other fun police that has sent them back, so we have not had full exploration in the north yet.
Yeah, and they're still not really in any condition to deal with the red dragons. No matter how much hit points you have, or how much defense you have, or even how much attack you have, honestly, with 29 agility, unless you got heal more, you're dead.
But Bob is going to roll the dice to see what he can do, as Pineapple finds out the bad news that the money for the broadsword was worthless.
This looks like a new town.
And a cave, and we got Hawks.
Not really a town anymore, but it is there, and he might check this one. He might consider checking the cave first, but yeah, I think he's going to, because he explicitly probably is looking for the harp trade-in.
Speak of the devil, there it is. Trade in your harp, get your staff. And the way towns need money, it's still a town. We can tax it if we call it a town.
Well, let's see if the enemy there is willing to be taxed as Slamu heads that way.
Alrighty, get your votes in right now in chat. Who's going to be on the stun tile in Hawks?
I'm going to go with the Blue Dragon, because I feel like that is the most difficult decision. Like, you probably swing on the Blue Dragon, but you're maybe like 50-50 to kill it.
Yeah, I want to be trolly. I'm still rooting for the Red Dragon as we get level 11 to catch up the levels on Slamo.
Another 0 agility. It's amazing.
As he picks up his silver harp over on the pineapple.
Stone Man in the lower half of what you do, and he does get away. Stone Man, again, has 40 as kind of the break point. He does not have anything that's going to help him in this fight, but he's going to try it anyway. I don't know. He gets some good swings. He can do it. He's going to try a stop spell. Hope it has an actual spell, and it does.
Oh, it does. This has got a chance. That's the only thing that's going to give him a good shot at this.
There we go. Great play by Slamu. Decided to throw out the stop spell. I don't think... Oh, he had seen the hurt mode before, so okay. But he did run once he lost that first attack, and there we go. Kill down, and on the spot we have the Stones of Sunlight.
Light up the sparkliness on the tracker. There it is, the second of our 3 pieces. Now we just need the proof. As they say, you say you're a kid of Eldrick. Do you have proof? Find a token.
It looks like he's going to grind here for a little bit. I mean, if it behaves, it's great, but if it behaves...
Meanwhile, Pineapple actually likes Peccanary and decides to load up on some herbs.
That was a scary swing. Was he wanting to die? I don't know what's going on here, but he does take it out. We've been paying a lot of attention to Slamu because Bob Pineapple's basically been retracing his steps, but he's done on that second continent now and might be really done as he meets a red dragon almost immediately.
Are we sure this was the only direction out of the swamp cave?
No, not 100%. So it's quite possible there's still some other stuff to do over here. But
I thought just everyone went right immediately and it was like, oh, there's stuff.
Well, it depends. If Slamu is able to find coal over here, then we know we're done. That's the only thing he needs right now, because once he sees coal, he'll know if Deep Grave is necessary or not.
Well, coal, yeah, well, we also need the jerk, and the jerk might be hiding out over on the other continent, too.
Oh, right, yeah, that guy.
And the reason we call him the jerk, of course, is if you don't have everything, he'll basically get rid of you. If you don't have the token, he just kicks you out totally. Otherwise, he tells you to go get your stuff so that he can give you the rainbow drop.
Oh, that's a good point. Thank you, man. Token has to be in Cole because we've seen 2 cursed belts. So, unless I'm hallucinating one of them cursed belts, that's a guarantee now.
Yeah, I swore we counted 2, and that would be the case because that would be the only other item that could be in the Cole spot.
Bob is catching up very quickly, and is very close to Hawks, I believe, just a screen-ish away. So if we'll see how he decides to take on the Stone Man, if he knows about the hurt more and decides to take that fight that way.
But that will definitely make sure that the 5th in the whatchamacallit will never be needed to be found, as it will be worthless. Unless, no, we already have the Death Necklace too, so we don't even need that.
How does that saying go? Winners don't deep dive grave until they have to.
I was gonna say, it might be the Drake's thinking, but yes.
Oh, and the Wraith Knight with DL2 Breath takes out Slamu. I think he was pretty close to the end of the exploration over there, so that's got to sting a bit. Because, you know, he was almost done. You want to be done and then die, and it's not so bad.
Meanwhile, Pineapple's finding Hawks and, of course, the cave. Looks like he might go Hawks first here.
We'll see if Slamu at some point purchases a shield. He's probably very aware that he doesn't have one. But he's not really thinking about the towns either. I can't remember if Garanham had one, didn't it? It did. So maybe he's going that direction.
Yeah, Garanham did have, I believe, the 800 shield.
Yeah, that's the only reason to come down here, I believe. So that's what we're going to see there. Meanwhile, Bob Pineapple, this Hawk ran away from a droll match. I guess he already had kind of a bad experience with one of them, but that's still kind of disappointing. And here we go. Stone Man, what does he do? He looks for sleep. He doesn't see sleep. He swings and hopes for the best. And a 51 on your initial swing is the best, more or less. Yeah, and just 3-shot the Stone Man. Who needs the cast stop spell? Oh, he takes it out and gets his own Stones of Sunlight.
Yep, so now, Cole, where are you, Cole?
Well, Slamu tried to take out the werewolf, but it had heal more. So, not really the best fight when you don't have heal more. I guess, you know, if you stop spell it in advance. And it looks like we're getting simultaneous level 12s with the 1-3-3-1. Nice palindrome there.
Yep, good palindrome. 1331, of course, a number that's forwards and backwards exactly the same.
And that is the highest agility increase we've had in like 6 levels.
Yeah, that is sad when 3 is the best.
And it looks like, oh no, I thought Bob was going to fight the Golem. He did not. I would be very, very eager to fight a Golem right now.
And truly, very next step, he finds another one.
I am a little bit surprised that he's not fighting them. That is probably the best fight that you could hope for right now. With an automatic sleep, you can heal up about 2/3 of their damage, you know, each time if you had to. It's not going to be fast, but 350 experience is a lot right now. That's very surprising to me.
And he ends up with the far end of the right side and no more to go. And another shot at the Golem if he cares to, you know, be the fan favorite since he didn't grab radishes.
Yeah, to kind of piggyback on what chat is saying in response to that question, the curve it doesn't force a value at any point, but the forced points are all kind of very, very late in the game. So at some point, it will snap in that direction. 32 agility and 3 levels seems very unlikely. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 10 or 15 point increase pretty quickly.
And for you, he takes out the Golem, picks up the 350.
There you go. Good job, Bob.
And with that, he actually takes back the experience lead for the first time in quite a while.
Yeah, he has just been getting better fights and doing better with them, really, than Slamu has. I think some of that, too, is just the extra time Slamu put in on that Stone Man versus Bob just straight up ignored it. And we do see that path past where Slamu died was nothing. So he's not missing anything, but he might end up going back there anyway if Cole continues to be elusive.
At this point, for me, I'd probably be heading back to the swamp cave and jumping down. Try that other direction.
Again, I do seem to think there was a path east and north that wasn't full cleared by either runner. But maybe that's where Slamu is now. I've kind of lost track of what he's been doing.
I think he's hugging the left coast around just basically to do a walk map of this map here just to make sure he doesn't miss it.
Slamu also skipping the Golem. Again, I'm finding this curious, but maybe there's something about the way that they're playing the game right now that makes that feel like a really bad idea. The fact that he can kill almost anything else, like really the only enemy that he is, quote, helpless, unquote, with would be a red dragon.
It looks like Bob's settling in for a grind. Oh, nope, there he goes again.
A nice 99 damage to the Troll Magi. It's great. Both of our runners, this is essentially a tied race, with the exception of the fact that we're missing Cole. And whoever finds Cole, the advantage is to them, but I'm not sure how big that advantage is.
Well, that's going to be Jerk, maybe.
Oh, no, this is our double caves from before.
Oh, that was the double from before.
Yeah, Bob is going in the same direction that Slamu was, which has kind of been a trend this entire race. Oh, wait, here's something. Nope, never mind.
Nope, they're both on the same screen, basically.
Every time we see a cave, we get excited and then realize, like, oh, wait, no.
Both of us are like, it's our drink, we need to get refilled, and maybe we can be done. And no, it's just the same caves as Bob gets sent home.
Yes, the Healmore DL2 Werewolf. Unpleasant. I'm kind of curious to see what they might have as far as their abilities there, because that, Slamu just got through it fine. So I'm feeling it might be a low DL2 breath rate and a fairly low Healmore rate as well. Slamu just barely getting through that Star Wyvern and getting away. It also having Healmore. Healmore just seems to be a very common thing. And then we see, it's 75%. So nice. He might just be dodging the Healmore rate, I suppose.
Also, he might not just be hitting that the hit points just at the right point to trigger that roll.
It did have 0 stop spell resistance, I think. Oh wait, no, I read that wrong. It had 7 stop spell resistance. It actually.
I thought it was 7 of 16. Yeah.
I usually remember werewolves' resistances because there's 4 things that generally count for resistance: hurt, resist, sleep, resist, stop spell resist, and then evade or resisting attack. And the developers got lazy with the werewolf after the 0 hurt more just hit 7 repeatedly.
Oh, rogue scorpions both have hurt more and heal more, the double mores.
Yeah, and Slamu picking up 13 with the 6-2-2-5, so another whopping 2 points of increase for agility. Let's see, that would be 32-16, so that is a 1 out of 16% increase in agility at that level.
Weirdly, though, we're inching close enough to have enough hit points if we wanted to go on the world's worst agility.
Yeah, that's a very good point. The MP and the AP are basically there. The HP is just a little shy, but it's the agility that's really bad. And I don't know if we're going to see much of an in-game grind here because we're doing so well in everything. And it's like, how long do you grind for agility? Because somebody might just get lucky and get completely through and have no problem.
Well, if the defense numbers don't pick up from here, how high do you want to go HP-wise to make sure that you don't have to re-heal immediately after one potential hit of the Dragon Lord DL2?
Well, I think a dive itself is just straight out until if agility this low, you really want to have like 130, 140 AP so you can swing through anything. All right, so yeah, we'll see if there's something over here. I don't think we've fully seen this side of the map. If it's not here, I think the only other place is through Swamp Cave.
The only reason I am asking for those who maybe be new here to us at Dragon Ball Randomizer, even though we're seeing everybody together, each of our competitors are playing this game blind. They do not get to see or know where their opponent is or what they're doing. So as far as they can know, the opponent could be just ready to hit Sherlock, compared to, and they might think they have to be under the crunch. So you never know.
And Slime got the rude meeting there with the Star Wyvern again. Could not run and was DL2 breath. If he tried to swing, he'd be pretty good odds to kill it, except it also has heal more. So it's very strange that the Star Wyvern and the Werewolf are just extreme nuisances.
And they will be down with us in Sherlock, so it will not be the most fun dive.
Yeah, generally speaking, those two enemies are kind of meh. Like, oh, well, I have to deal with this. I have to, they're not that big of a deal. You can kind of run away. But, yeah, I don't know. You want to dump stat agility in this game, I think you're going to be in trouble. You need some. You can DK it and get through it, like 50 agility or something like that. We've seen people win with 40 agility, but this agility is still just absolutely rancid.
And while Slammo continues to the main continent, Bob is heading over to the secondary just to see if Cole may be there.
And Slamu has almost hit the full corner here. He was pretty close when he died before. I think he's just thinking progression here. Do whatever's closest to clear off. I'm going to try to take out this wizard. I don't think we've seen anything fancy out of the wizards.
Wait a minute, are we going to have a grind on the stun tile?
Blue Dragon is kind of gross. I don't know if he's going to stick around, but if it's killable, 180 experience, short of a Golem, is probably the best he's going to do. Although it's a whole lot of heals.
180! For our folks over in the UK.
So I think we got a little bit left, but I think we've more or less seen now. I'm fully expecting Bob to walk into Cole here any moment. And Slamu looks like, I think he's heading towards Swamp now himself.
Oh, come on, we're damaging, breaking him for 2 now. Stay, Metal Slime. There's the town.
And probably our friendly guy inside of the Rainbow Drop Cave right there as well.
Yeah, I was going to say our jerk boy. Now this has to be our token.
So Slamu has just a slightest experience lead, and it looks like he's trying to push it just a little bit longer. Probably hoping for heal more, so he stops getting dunked on by everything. But there we go, the token in Cole. He'll be able to leave right now and get the Rainbow Drop immediately, and then make that in-game decision.
At this point, I'd have to push at least for 1 level with it. Even if you wanted to try on your crummy agility, you still need hit points.
Slamu is doing guaranteed damage right now to the metal slimes, and I think that's why he's here. He wants this metal grind. He hasn't seen the spike tile, but he saw Hawksness and knows it's bad. And yeah, I think he's here until he gets heal more or hurt more or something, because I think he's just sick and tired of how he just keeps dying or not dying and just getting, we're missing all of the spells you want at the end of the game right now.
And, well, for those who are predicting late, you were right, but which one? 14, 15, or 16?
Bob himself doing a grind in a swamp with the metal slimes as well. So, interesting. I don't know if this is the exact same zone, but they have the same sort of instincts here. Unfortunately, the metal slime does get away.
I get a new shot and immediately run away again. Now, Metal Slime, you do need to get 3 points on before you'll get their sweet 200 and 55 experience. That'll do it on Bob the Pineapple side.
Nice. We can't even do the whole, like, he got the metal slime. He's just literally just murdering them, so it's not even a problem. And you're right. I think the zones aren't identical, actually. They just happen to both have the metal slime in them.
Yeah, because the Slamos is basically getting Droll Magis for the secondary. Over there, they're getting the Armored Knight and the Wizard.
Yeah, and Slamu does not want to see the Wraith Knight. It dodges him after it DL2 breaths him on an ambush and takes him out. Ugh.
And Slamo did not get his token yet. Or drop.
Yeah, this swamp zone seems to be amazing. You'd rather it be like desert because swamp is still, 1 in 16, the same as a forest, but you're not really complaining too much, I think, if you're Bob.
And Slamo goes right back to that 3 patch of desert.
I think both of our players are basically one reasonable kill away from a level. We'll see Slimy here fighting the Metal Slime if he gets it, or if the Metal Slime runs away and Bob is able to get it off of his own Metal Slime. No,
there's
Bob.
2.
And there we go, another level for Big Slamu. What do we have at 14? It looks like 2, 13, 3, and 1. So we got a little bit of an agility increase, but the hit points are still not in good shape. I don't think we're going to see anyone too worried about their final dive just yet.
What do you mean little? 11 is the biggest we've had in the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, 47 agility is just... Whew,
Yeah,
that's like a 33% increase. That's so
we
much.
were at 34.
Yeah, I think Bob picked up his level 14 as well, just a moment after Slamu. So we'll just see. We'll see how these grinds, if they separate our players at all, as they're just completely at the mercy of the Metal Slime.
The only problem is I think those numbers just went ahead and actually now are going to give them worse running odds because the numbers are just high enough where it actually will affect the map rather than game feeling bad and giving them free runs.
Yeah, I think right now it's 1 to 3 damage on the Metal Slime, so not guaranteed to one-shot it, but you can one-shot it without a crit. Because a Metal Slime has 127 defense power, which is more or less half of their 255 agility. I don't remember if the odd number in agility does anything at all with defense power. I think it's fully dropped by the time it's used in any calculation. And okay, Bob finds the
Dragon goes down, yes.
I don't know if that makes Bob's zone better or worse. I would say worse, just on the fact that your chances of beating that are not super high, but, he did, so that's all that matters. Just crit.
Well, as long as you're fighting him and not trying to run from him.
Yeah, that's a good point from Brian. He's probably actually in 2 different zones right now, because I swear I've seen more than 5 enemies, and so he might not be getting the ones he wants because he's not actually... This might be a good time to switch from north-south to east-west, just to see what's going on.
Yeah, he may be, because it might be just like, say, 1 or 2 up is the divider line, so the bottom is the Metal Slime and the Armor Wraith Knight, and the top ones are the red dragons and the wyverns.
Yeah, he is in pretty decent shape here, but he has to 3-shot these guys, because with his low defense, he's very likely going to get 3-shot by the red dragon, who has Guiomar. Wonderful. Now it's a very, very bad fight.
Yeah, now I'm getting out of there.
So, what's very, very, very interesting about this is low agility, DL2/Healmore red dragons that are the hardest enemy to run from in Sharlock. So, no matter what's going on right now, this might completely come down to some really obnoxious nonsense if those red dragons like to be everywhere.
Meanwhile, of all of that, our runners are still only about 100 experience points different. The only thing is Slamo will have to kill some time jumping through the deal, getting the token, and having the jerk.
The way Bob is moving makes me think maybe he's thinking about, well, he's fighting metal slimes again. He may just chill in this zone now. I mean, forest and swamp are the same encounter rate, so heck, might as well.
For those wondering, basically, there's a chance when you're going to run into an enemy, the grass is worse than forest, mountain, and desert.
Yeah, he decides to abandon that one. Again, we have our extraordinarily obnoxious werewolf with his DL2 breath. And are we going to see the heal more? No, he did enough damage. So there you go. It feels like he's going to go after the Stone Man the way he's moving now, because we did see Hawksness up here. I can't imagine any other reason why he'd be going up here.
Yeah, I would take Hawks over the swamp tiles done for the grind.
And you would think maybe Sharlock, but yeah, I just don't. There's too many bad enemies that are Sharlock enemies that I think you go somewhere else. But hey, Slamu taking out another metal pick up level 15.
11 hit points and heal more. Question, did this just become doable?
He can beat the Dragon Lord, I believe, with what he's got. But do you even remotely consider it at 51 agility? Or do you just do one of those, okay, I'm going to walk into Sharlock and see what happens things? And if things go, you keep going, and if not, you fight things until you can.
The only thing that might question me is the attack power a little bit.
Now, the bad thing here is Slamu going to Swamp Cave? I can't remember. But he still hasn't found Cole, and it's possible that still can elude him for a while. Oh, Bob's going after the golems. That's why he's up here. This might be the real smart play. With the flute and no heal more, but a decent amount of hit points and a lot of attack, this could be real strong. Oh, no. Slamu's going for... Okay, no, that was Swamp, sorry.
No, I think Slamo is going to finally go get his token.
I thought for a second there he was going to Deep Grave. But yeah, these golems might actually be the thing. It's still not a great zone. And if you could actually get those metal slimes on the regular, I think that beats, a possible one-shot on a metal slime versus flute plus 4 rounds. But once he gets heal more, the golems, I think, become a lot more interesting. Anyway, he's going to pick up his 15 right now. I suppose the question is how far is he going to be able to go here, and it looks like not very far. So wrong direction, but not a long, route, and yeah.
So does Bob now go down with? Because he's already got his item.
He's swinging on golems, which makes me think he still wants another level. Again, 51 agility is absolutely rancid for Sharlock, and while you can win with these stats, you're not in any sort of overwhelming go mode. You're maybe like plus 1.5 swings to heal mores right now, but there's almost no chance that you get down to the basement without losing some.
Not unless you get lucky and roll several D100s perfectly. For the old for the old D&D guys. Good reference on the dice there.
I believe on average you should expect, was it 22 or 23 fights in Sharlock? When you're barely over 50% to run from the majority of enemies, or a whole lot less, I would say your example might actually be underestimating it slightly.
Question, if you go ahead and load up on your fairy water so you can fairy water the whole way down, how many of Sherlock's enemies would you be repelling, if any?
That'd be 0. Until you have 80 defense, you don't repel anything that's a Sharlock enemy.
Oh, that would be the 0.
Alright, Cole. Or, excuse me, Slamu finding Cole. I guess you could say Cole found Slamu if you really wanted to.
Yep, he'll pick up his token and finally get the last item with the jerk to trade in right next door. Yeah. Maybe we need a better name for the jerk. Down in the chat, give us a better name, because Jerk is actually being quite convenient being next door to the last place.
Well, the last place itself you could consider to be in somewhat jerky place. Although, really, they had, 4 directions that they could go, and just both of them didn't pick this one first. I am wondering, I think Bob mismenued that return. That didn't feel like...
I didn't think he wanted to leave, yeah.
But if I were him and that happened, I would just go into Sharlock at this point, I think, rather than going back. Because, heck, there could be golems there, there could be, well... Actually, is there anything even worth fighting otherwise? I don't know.
It's 97.25 for the next level, if I'm mistaken, correct?
Yeah, 97.50. Well, not... Yeah, so it's, I guess, 97.5.
So if we can get back to those 350s, we would only really need 4.
This desert outside of Cole seems to be just fine for Slamu. Some mid-game stuff like Spectres, but then there's a green dragon here or there. And, yeah, I mean, man, level 15 just seems like a suicide run, but I am a little surprised that we haven't seen either person think about checking it yet. I guess when you're this close to level 16, you might as well not bother.
Now the question is, what if 16's another 0 bag? Granted, we will get our last few spells guaranteed, which includes our Sleeper, Repel, and our Hurt More, which was a 16.
Yeah, sometimes we joke about Heal More or Hurt More being at 16, and that kind of sucks. Repel being at 16 most of the time is terrible. And this seed has actually worked out okay, because since there have been so many bad fights, everyone's just taking everything as quickly as they can.
Looks like Bob may be going for the stun tile for Guadalon just to try it out to 16 now.
And yeah, you can see Sharlock walking like 4 steps east of Tantaja. It's right there.
Yeah, good old bad guy decided to be kind and put it right next to start.
And yeah, honestly, I think with Heal More, what Bob's doing right now is fine. This blue dragon seems to be the one Sharlock enemy that isn't annoying in some fashion. So I'm not, especially again with Heal More, I'm not too surprised about this.
Nope, and it'll be a good quick hit again, because you can just 1 step up, 1 step down, and get the enemy right again, instead of having to walk through a desert or anywhere else hoping for an encounter.
Well, it's extraordinarily unlikely that he gets the 16 before Slamu, unless Slamu keeps running into ghosts. So we'll see what they decide to do at that level, if either of them decides to go. And of course, what stats are we going to get? Are we going to get the agility that we need? Are we going to get, 30 points, 30 hit points to make this a more interesting decision?
Well, this dragon should give it to Slamu.
And of course, who still needs to buy herbs, etc.? A 1-7-11-3, so 7 agility. That's 58. And yeah, Slamu is going. You gotta check this. I think. Yeah, you gotta check. 138 attack power is 11 swings on average. He has 13 heal mores, so he's +4. He could lose 4 heal mores and still have good odds. But,
meanwhile, there's only 1 dragon behind, and there it is for Pineapple to join the dive. We may have synchronous dives in the Sharlock.
And we wonder if there might be a bit of a meta play here. Will he go just because he feels like he has to go now, or will he think, okay, Slamu is definitely going now, maybe I take another level because he's probably dying repeatedly? Because I think that's what we're all collectively expecting to happen.
And he is going for the extra level. So go ahead.
So first enemy for Slamu does have to swing through the Armor Knight. I think somebody mentioned before, Stop Spell and Baby Breath. So this is one of the better enemies that you would have to swing through.
Yeah, if you're Slamu right now, you want to see nothing but blue dragons and AKs.
And yeah, so at 58 agility, most enemies in Sharlock, with the exception of the Reds and the Golem and the Werewolf, have around 40 agility. So at 58, you're something like 60% to run from them. So there's going to be a lot of blocks here from random enemies.
And meanwhile, Bob, I think, has decided to go against the extra level and is starting to get the Sharlock himself.
Yeah, I think he killed the one, and then I that's one of the situations where you're just like, I'm okay, I'm gonna keep fighting while I think about this, and then shoot. Okay, good. We didn't have a death drop there. The accidental death necklace. The way he was skirting through the menu scared me.
With the HP number, do you throw on the necklace?
Oh no, 116 is not enough. I think at the lowest would be like 128, but with this absolutely terrible defense power, you are right now, I think you can be hit for 53 from the Dragon Lord, and so you don't want to be anywhere, like even with a decent amount of hit points, you don't want to be anywhere close to that like normal 96, 97 range, because the odds of losing a heal more are just so high right now.
Oh, come on, live dangerously, but yeah, you are right.
The ones that live dangerously are currently in Hawksness under the ground.
Or like you and me, calling these matches instead of still playing.
Hey, my race is tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, okay, you're still in. But it was my first tournament, it was good experience, and calling your guys' matches will also be great experience learning from the best. As we go to the fourth portion of Underground Sharlock for Slemmo, while we have just the first level for Bob.
Yeah, so far so good for Slimu, not really having any real problem. I think Bob is choosing to fight a little bit more than Slimu. Slimu is just running from everything except for the...
Slimu is getting lucky, though, and picking up some good runs here.
Yeah, it might come down to whether or not we see a red dragon in the zone, or what abilities these enemies use. Because again, at 58 agility, it's not so much even running away, it's that your ambush rate, you're about 5 to 7% higher to be ambushed from every single one of these enemies as well.
Alrighty, while we go on the final level, get your votes in chat now. Who is going to be on the final stun tile, the mini-boss for the Dragon Lord?
Well, let's hope for Slimu's sake it is not a red dragon.
Well, Bob's used at least one, if not two, Gilmores I've counted on the way down. I think Slammo's only gone through one.
Actually, I thought that was backwards, man. I thought Bob was the one who was fighting them and they used the heal more, not Slimu.
Yeah, you're right. It's 1-0, not 2-1, sorry.
But again, so far so good. As long as this spike is not... Oh wait, there's a red dragon in the basement. Gets away, no problem. 58 agility.
And Snowman is our spike.
These next few steps are going to be pretty tense. Stone Man is not the problem, it's what comes afterward. I think he's still got an herb or two. He's probably going to burn through the rest of those. Could use a little bit of MP, but he's not. Usually you don't want to use heals on the Dragon Lord, and he makes it, so he is here for this fight, and he is very strong in the lead in this fight. So
and Valorant a fool as we begin. Meanwhile, BobPineapple's just about to hit the basement.
There he goes, takes it down. Again, at 138, we're looking at about 11 rounds here. He does get ambushed, and we'll have to lose the opening heal more here. But he is still in very good shape. Alright, opening swing for 12 and the heal more. Again, still has 11 heal mores to go, so as long as we don't see any sort of epically bad rolls like we've seen somewhat recently tonight, this should go in Slamu's favor. We've got 24 after 2, and the third one here brings us to 15. That's 39.
You keep his count. I will get Bob's as soon as he makes it here in just a moment.
I'll let man count. I always lose track after like 3 or 4.
53, by the way.
The Red Dragons forgot their agility.
67.
Yeah, so far so good. Slimer is rolling 9 to 19, which means anything 14 or higher is pretty good, and we've seen a whole lot of that.
100.
There he had kind of a lot of damage done, didn't quite heal all of it back, but the Dragon Lord almost min-rolled against him to kind of offset that.
128.
As he's doing this, Bob took a little bit more in damage on the way down. He's going to have one less heal more, but still in pretty solid shape. And I think Slam Moo is within 1 or 2 swings at this point.
141. 155 is enough.
There he goes. Get the GGs out in chat for Big Slam Moo, who's going to be taking game 1 of this best of 3 race in the round of 16. This has really been such a close race throughout. A couple of different grind decisions, maybe at the end, one bad death here or there. But assuming Bob is able to get through on his fight, we're going to see a finish by him in just a couple minutes as well.
Well, we got 47 on him so far. 59. We'll have a race time in just a second on Slemmo.
Yeah, the official race time for Slimu was 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 39 seconds.
The only problem is his heal counts here on Pineapple is going to make this close. And we'll see in a moment if we can get both of them in for chat. And we have Big Slemmo, the winner of the first of 3 here. Any thoughts on our current seed? Congratulations.
Thanks. I'm hoping it's not the first of 3. I'm hoping it's the first of 2, but I don't technically control that, so no, thanks. Feels good to get that one done. It's a weird seed. I liked it, but it was definitely not your standard seed there. I truly did enjoy it, though.
Yeah, I know we had very substandard agility all the way throughout. Did you have any idea at all maybe to go on 15 instead of 16 as Pineapple finishes out his DL2?
I thought about it. I mean, it's definitely... I mean, the stats were clearly there with 2 extra heal mores, but Red Dragons have DL2, right? I hadn't seen anything else. I mean, Werewolf Star Wyvern's DL2 and heal more. I mean, I figured a safety level. I've never taken a safety level, I think, in this game, but today was the day.
Well, he did finish just shy of 2 minutes less than you did, but you do get the 1-0 lead here in this still. Of course, we'll see if we can get Pineapple in a moment. Aaron, any questions you got for Slammo?
Before I get to that, I just want to observe the Bob Pineapple fight at the end there. He gets hit for 53 from the Dragon Lord, and then I believe he actually gets a double after that. After seeing that, it was just a hilarious way to end that fight. But yeah, GG's Slamu, very interesting seed, I think. Agility was low the entire time. How much was that in your head as you were going around?
I mean, on the overworld, I don't really care. I think about it in the Sharlock dive, but yeah, I'm run failing Druins left and right at level 12. I'm like, okay, this is fun. We're having fun, guys, right? And at the end of it, I just started swinging at everything, right? I mean, you saw that walk across the west coast that had nothing down there. It was a 1200 XP walk because I killed everything in my path, north and south, and I mean, it ended up being worthwhile, but yeah,
Yeah,
that agility starve is just a weird flag to be, or weird stat to be starved on.
and the game was just laughing it all the way, giving you only like 1 or 2 agility each time. By the way, welcome on in, Pineapple. Any thoughts for you on the seed we just finished?
GG, first of all, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Discord's been weird for me lately. GG, Big Slamu. That hurts a little bit because actually, for the very first time in my entire Dragon Warrior Randomizer career, I didn't feel behind.
Oh, that makes one of us. I took the safety level to 16 and felt way behind. I'm like, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel good, and ended up sneaking in there underneath your time.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I looked at 15 and I was like, "There's just no way." And so I actually felt better about taking 16. Of course, 16 did not really do what I wanted it to do, and I don't know. I just felt really good about this one, and so I'm gonna have to watch it back because, yeah, GG.
Yeah, you got that level 16. You took the big pause looking at those stats, went ahead and actually fought one more on that stun tile in Swamp, like thinking that you needed 17, and then decided no, you had to go.
What was on the Swamp Spike too? I never actually checked it.
Swamp
Blue
Spike
Dragon.
Blue Dragon, but I did most of my grinding on golems near Hawksness.
Speaking about that, Slamo, your major attack was the metal slimes.
It wasn't just metal slimes. The metal slimes were there, and that was a bonus. The knights, what was it? It was knights. It was Droll Magi. It was Wraith Knights, and it was metal slimes on a desert tile.
Yeah, you had 7 metal slimes in that seed.
Yeah, and most of those were when I was guaranteed to do damage to them. Right, there was one lucky crit in the beginning, but every other kill, I think I was guaranteed to do at least 1 damage to him per swing.
Yeah, I think the crit, you were like 100 experience behind Bob, like right around 1,000 when you got that one. But I think
I was grinding that. I mean, you saw me walk back and forth in that zone. I wasn't chasing the metal. I was chasing the Droll Magi in that zone to get the level to try to get to the 975 for level 9, and I wasn't going to say no to a medal.
Yeah, and I think Bob was hunting some medals as well for a while there in that swamp zone, just east of Cole. But I think that the big difference was the red dragon that happened to be in Bob's side. At least it seemed like, Bob, you were actually outgaining him until that guy decided to show up.
Yeah, I was in my own metal area, and then a red dragon showed up, and that kind of soured me on the spot. But I was close enough to heal more at that point that I was like, well, I can always go back for the blues. But then I remembered about the golems, and I was like, well, I can get it there.
Well,
Sorry, out of curiosity, when you cast Return, was that on purpose?
Sure wasn't.
Okay, we have the feeling that was an accident because
that was the one move that happened, because at level 15, I'm not used to having that few spells, so my muscle memory hit twice instead of once.
Yeah, you were picking up golems there, 350 a pop, and then next thing we know, you're back at that Angel. We're like, did he mean to use that return?
Yeah, and that probably cost me at least a minute and a half, if not 2. So, I guess there's my it's the answer to my own internal question.
Speaking of those mores, because this is the first seed I've seen in a long time that we have absolutely 0 hurt more cast the entire seed. Is that something you guys would like to have them early or late?
I mean, I'll take it late. That being said, when you give us 71 AP at level 7, I mean that doesn't help either. It's just this seat felt very free.
Yeah, once we broke the 70 mark at what was it, like level 7, I was like, okay, well, I don't need hurt more now, so I was just hoping for heal more, because boy, an earlier heal more would have just helped a ton.
Oh yeah, it opens up all the grind zones, right? I mean, it was that, and then I don't know if you recognized it, but seeing the 2 towns across the water early on the south side there, and then seeing no way to them, it immediately clicked in my head. I'm like, I gotta find that swamp cave because I needed those towns. And unfortunately, I was broke like the entire seed. I didn't get my large shield until an hour in.
Wouldn't have my way for it, but actually, weirdly enough, I think I know the 2 towns you're talking about because they were on the other side of Swamp Cave. But I did not go east until I had already done Swamp Cave and found them that way.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, I saw him. I saw him pretty quick, and I'm like, oh, there's a town across the water. Let me try every possible way to get around it, and around it wasn't an option.
And that area, of course, ending up being 3 towns and the mountain dive cave.
I like
yeah,
that.
no,
The
Navin
dive
sword
cave.
there.
Yeah, it was interesting because like right at the end, you guys were all just both looking for coal, and it seemed like I think Slamu was in the had to find coal scenario maybe a minute before you were, Bob, but then you got to it about a minute before he did. I think it was very. I know you guys were doing some grinds in and outside of it, overall, but it for whatever might have been in your head for the exploration, I don't think it. You guys kind of ended up both exploring basically everything.
Yeah, I think I touched every corner there. I mean, explored in the right order, quote unquote, because I got Heart before Staff Cave and all the items before the Rainbow Drop Cave, but it doesn't feel great to touch every corner of that map and walk these long stretches of nothingness.
I did feel good when I realized I wasn't going to have to repeat my grave dive since I died after chest 4.
Oh, I didn't even go deep. I got the 3. I'm like, I've got, at that point, I think I had Death Necklace and armor and 1 belt. I'm like, yeah, we're good enough. We'll find the other items outside of here.
I think grave is the first thing I dove, so it was early enough that I decided to give it a spin, but I died right after chest 4, and I was like, well, I can't go back. I've got too much stuff still to look for. So once I realized that everything else that I needed was in the search spots, it was like, oh, good.
Yeah, that grave zone was also very close to being good. That grave 1, and then they had to throw the stone man in there. Lots of just barely tainted zones out there. But thank you guys for putting this on. I appreciate the late night restream here. See Parsley, Aaron on the comms. Thank you guys, man, for tracking, and Camion, thanks for the restream. Appreciate it, guys.
And there are matches coming up tomorrow and Thursday here, both on DW Randomizer and, of course, here on RPG Limit Break.
Yeah, thank you guys for putting on a very entertaining race. Much appreciated. Hopefully we get something very entertaining like this for race 2 as well, which is... Have you guys scheduled it yet? I don't think you have.
We are TBD.
We have not. Stay tuned.
It's very, very busy schedules between a shark that lives in sewers and a pineapple with sunglasses. So
I can imagine. All right, yeah, looking at the schedule, tomorrow we have a race at 6 o'clock between myself and Archfield Monk. And then at 8 o'clock, again, this is Eastern Daylight Time, Nescarnality and Niminva in their Game 2. If you want to know how Game 1 went, go and look at the VOD from earlier. We won't spoil it. Yeah, that's all we got for tomorrow. It looks like Thursday is completely packed, though, with 4 races. Stay tuned for that. Almost everyone, I think, is scheduled right now. I think we're just short 1 or 2 people.
Yep, if you like, eat your popcorn, your soda, or whatever libation you like, especially on Thursday. And so I won't ruin the Nescarnality. I was here. I actually had to track that one myself, but I agree with him. Get back, watch it. It was a great race.
Absolutely. Any final thoughts from you, Bob?
No, I'll just echo what Big Slamu said. Appreciate you guys putting this on. I know it's late. And so thanks for sticking around for that. Appreciate all the work everyone's doing behind the scenes. And can't wait to schedule the second one.
And Slemu, any last words for you?
No, I think same thing. I mean, thank you guys. I think this is, I mean, time and time again, this proves that this is one of the nicest communities out there. So, looking forward to sticking around, continue to play this this tournament as long as my opponents let me. So, hopefully, Bob, you're nice enough to let me keep playing after this one.
I'm not sure if he's nice enough to let that happen.
And with that, Aaron, you want to take us out?
All right, absolutely. So on behalf of our wonderful restreamer Kamian Renakai, on behalf of our wonderful tracker, Secret Agent Man, and my wonderful co-commentator, C. Parsley, I have been the wonderful Aaron to you too. We're going to send it over to F. Coughlin, who is playing some Final Fantasy Mystic Quest Randomizer. Randomizer I enjoy playing and watching as well. So stick around, and hopefully it's a good time. Thank you very much.